So, I wanted to talk about something that's a little hard to talk about. Um, it was the first time that I actually had suicidal ideations. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this to my ex, um, so might be a bit of a surprise, but I actually had those thoughts before she even came into the picture. If I recall, it was about the year after my stepfather had passed. Um, and maybe I was depressed before, but I really think that, maybe it wasn't evident to me at the time, but definitely with these ideations, that was definitely the first telltale sign, I would say. I thought, oh, it was normal every now and then for people to have that, but um, yeah. So the first time that I had that, suicidal thought, I was waiting for the bus to either go to work or go to school. I think, if I recall correctly, I was taking a bus that was going northbound, so that would be towards work. So, but I was sitting there, and I guess the monotony of my days was getting to me at that point, because my routine all throughout college was, you know, write down my class schedule, um, you know, wake up at a certain time, take the bus or the train or both to school, um, and then plan your classes in advance so you can take the bus or train back. So note, another reason why it took me 7 years to get 2 4-year degrees is not only because of the money, but because I planned my schedule so I didn't have to stay on campus late, especially being in the downtown area, which is about 30 minutes from where I am. 25, 30 minutes. Yeah, getting an Uber is not going to be cheap, for a broke college student. That really wasn't an option. Well, maybe not broke, but the money that I had saved up was going to go towards classes. So I really couldn't afford to shell out, 50, $100 a night to get back home. And then I would take the bus or train to work. I would probably work, maybe around 4 or 5 hours, during the spring and fall. And I would work full time during the summer and save up. I saved the most during community college. So that definitely offset any possible chance of debt while I was in university for a while. And then I would or then I would be picked up, or I would walk home. And by the time I got home, I would really just eat, maybe do a little bit of homework, and then just go to bed. And that was pretty much my routine for years. Yeah, granted, I had some free time, but it wasn't as much. It wasn't nearly as much as I have now. And I think after a while, it just kind of got to me that I'm just repeating each day over and over again. What's the point? And as I was waiting for that bus, I thought about jumping in front of it. But I also knew from where I was standing, the bus was going to be braking. It was going to be braking soon enough to where, it wasn't going to be enough to kill me. It would be enough to hospitalize me, and so I'd be in a lot of pain. So that really wasn't an option. So I was just thinking, in terms of just, the physics in the moment, oh, it's not going to work. And I think that's also the reason why I never really attempted it or tried it, is because I'm afraid that it won't work the first time. I'm afraid that I would just end up being much worse off, but then I can't, try again, because maybe now I'm completely immobile and no one else is going to do it for me. So that was the first time I had a suicidal thought. And I think it was sometime in 2018. Don't remember when, but I do remember it was before I met my ex. I kind of buried it after a while. But I think 2018 and beyond to 2020, I became very apathetic towards my studies. It became harder and harder for me to even try to just go to class or do anything. I was even surprised I got the GPA that I got by the time I graduated, because I just felt so defeated and done. But I was also excited because when I graduated in 2020, I thought, at the end of 2020, that's when I graduated, so yay. I thought, oh, maybe the grass will be greener, maybe I'll get a job, maybe I'll build my career and be able to go back to school at some point when I feel ready to, really pursue my dream. Maybe being a teacher, professor, or doing research, doing something worthwhile and exciting, something that will make me, I guess, something that will, something that people will remember me by. Can't speak today. And that turned out to be a lie. After 6 months of constant rejections of just low-paying jobs, I just kind of gave up. And that's actually when I got a job from a LinkedIn recruiter of all places. But I literally just gave up. And it wasn't until I got a message from a LinkedIn recruiter about a couple weeks later that, I decided, fuck it, why not? I have nothing left to lose. And I think that was also a mistake, because I really didn't want to do anything at my job either. I started my job in the middle of 2021, roughly. And for, about maybe about a few weeks, I was in office, and then I had the privilege of going remote. But when I went remote, even when I was in office, I didn't feel like doing anything. It was just so boring, being in a cubicle form and doing work that really isn't difficult. I wanted something that challenged me. And after a while, I just kind of stopped caring about, my job in general. And I just also thought at that time, the fact that I stopped caring would mean I would eventually get fired, but then that means no income, no six-figure salary to, support myself and my ex at the time. And I always knew, going in the first month that this will probably happen. I was always looking at the future, looking at the possible outcomes. Maybe it was just a mistake to try and work too soon. Because I think, in the first year and a half I was at my job with my employer, I realized that, hey, something is really, really wrong with me. Because I could not focus on anything. I had no passion or desire to do anything but maybe walk to the gym. That was the only thing I liked about my day. That and maybe my morning coffee. Those are the only two things that just made me even get up. I'm sad to say that was it. Well, that and my ex as well. Because I also just liked being around her. She kind of gave me life. But now that, I don't have her, I don't know what, my life is. But I realized at that time there was something seriously wrong with me, and, tried remote therapy for a bit. That really didn't work out. And my initial experience was not great. It was with BetterHelp. You all probably might have heard the allegations against them, and the lawsuit that they had. At least I recall, because they were basically selling user data. That was private information, by the way. So, because it's healthcare data, it's your own personal health record that they're just selling. So, that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. But I tried again later. But I was gonna say, I would listen to my therapist and I would understand them, but I never did anything. I never took action. I just thought listening would be enough. Even now, trying to take some form of action just seems like the process of healing or even moving forward is like you're taking one step forward and you move 2 steps back. Like, what the fuck is the point? Your net progress is negative. You're moving back. You're not moving forward. At least that's what it seems like. So, but, that's when I really started seeing that there was a problem. And, that definitely interfered with work, but also interfered with everything in my life. There were times where I just didn't even feel like talking to my friends. And there were a lot of days where I just felt like dying. Hell, if I'm being honest, I still think about it. I still think about a possible timeline for myself. I keep thinking, Maybe I can just live my life for now, maybe not go too crazy, but have a certain spending limit each day. And when those days run out, when I've burned through my savings, there's really no purpose or point in living anymore, because then I'll be living paycheck to paycheck. I won't be able to have any more fun. I won't have anyone. I won't have a partner. I won't be able to really hang out with my friends because I won't have money to go out and do things with, or go out and hang out with them. I won't have a job that I'm fulfilled in. So what's the point? And I'm really, really tempted to lean on that, because a couple of years is quite a while. At least I feel, for something to at least happen that can change me, but I don't know. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. I think, I don't really have anything else to do. I might try to make a couple art videos, maybe upload them. I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about during those art videos, but I'll do my best to at least set everything up, because I'm only recording these videos with my phone and a tripod. That's it. So, but, thank you for listening. And, I really, 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 really wish none of you have to experience this, but it seems like some of you who have commented have. This is probably a fate I think, at least I feel, is worse than death. Wishing you were dead, but not having the courage to do it. At least not yet. Or just thinking that you have nothing left to live for, and only seeing the negatives in the world. Never seeing a bright future, or even just a sunny day for you. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to go try and do something productive, at least for the rest of the night. So, anyway.